Rousey's famous Saturday special sale returns next Saturday, February 8th.
I got the sectional for just $2.95.
I got the day bed for $45.
It's the one and only Rousey's Saturday special sale next Saturday, February 8th.
I got the chest for only $10.
I got the high boy for $2.50.
I got the breast lens for $18.
Rousey's famous Saturday special sale returns next Saturday, February 8th. Rousey Furniture, I-55, South Haven exit next to Kmart, open Monday through Saturday, 9:30 till 6.
I chose a career in the medical field because I like working with people, and I feel good about being part of a team.
My husband's job requires us to move a lot. With my training as a medical assistant, I know I'll have a job wherever we go.
I trained as a medical assistant because I wanted a professional career that pays good money, and I wanted it fast.
Find out how you can train for a career in the medical field in just 7 months. For a brochure, call 761-9494. That's 761-9494. Call now.
Memphis blues enthusiasts are mourning the death today of blues singer Willie Dixon. The Vicksburg, Mississippi native died of heart failure this morning in California. 3 years ago, the National Blues Foundation in Memphis presented Dixon with a Blues Treasures Award. His songs have been performed by the Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix, and Elvis Presley. Willie Dixon was 76. Former Philippine First Lady Imelda Marcos is spending some time behind bars. Mrs. Marcos was taken into custody today at her hotel in Manila on charges of illegally having 3 Swiss bank accounts. She was detained after failing to post bond on 3 accounts of violating regulations on opening the foreign accounts. The Swiss government has frozen her accounts that are reportedly worth more than $356 million. She faces a total of 54 criminal and civil charges. The widow of the late President Ferdinand Marcos has pled not guilty to all charges being filed against her. A low-cost, more efficient device to shoot injections is being developed by researchers in Australia. The SciQuest group in Sydney says the new device can be used for all injections except intravenous and to draw blood for samples. The developers hope to market the new unit within 2 years. Tests show that the injector leaves a hole only 1/5 of the diameter of the finest needle. Now, the best news of all is the device is painless. Todd?
Yeah, right. An interesting topic this afternoon on You and Your Health, an osteoporosis clinical trial. Dr. William Applegate is a preventive medicine specialist on staff at Baptist Memorial Hospital. Joins us today on News 3 at noon. Welcome.
Welcome.
Tell us a little bit, about osteoporosis, who it affects and how it affects them.
Well, Todd, osteoporosis is a decrease in the strength and density of the bone. It primarily affects women after the menopause, especially white women, although black women and males can be affected to a lesser degree.
What is the reason behind this? Isn't this a calcium deficiency in the bones? Is there like a reason this happens? Is there a way we can keep it from happening?
Well, there are a number of reasons why it happens. We think calcium in the diet, particularly during the early years, definitely has an impact. In addition, when women go through the menopause and their estrogen levels go down, they tend to lose bone. And also, people who exercise more and tend to have higher bone density and less tendency for osteoporosis.
That's interesting. Well, I understand questions like this is probably what you're trying to find out more about. Tell us about this clinical trial with osteoporosis. How does it work and how's it going so far?
Well, we have a magnificent opportunity here to study a very interesting new drug that shows great promise. We know it increases the density of the bone, and we're now going to do a very large study, over 600 women here in Memphis, to determine if using this drug will decrease the rate of fractures related to osteoporosis.
Now, if somebody out there is interested in being a part of this study, is there still room to take part here?
Oh, yes, we've just begun, and 600 women, there's a lot of room. People can come down and get a free bone mineral density screening and find out more about the trial, and all they have to do is call 577-8400.
Okay, I think we're going to put that number on the screen for everybody at home that is interested in something like this. Again, that number?
577-8400.
Is there a certain criteria that you're going to be looking for? We mentioned women, possibly white, over a certain age?
Exactly, Todd. We're looking for white women over the age of 55 who will undergo a free bone scan, which will basically tell us whether they have early loss of bone mineral. If they do, then they would be eligible to enter the study, and they would be randomized to one of 2 treatments, and everyone who gets in the study will be given free calcium and vitamin D.
And this will last approximately how long?
The study is a 5-year study.
Super. Doctor, thanks for being with us today, and I hope you can come back intermittently and tell us how it's going.
Thank you, Ty.
All right. We're coming right back to talk weather in the Mid-South. We've had fog just about all morning long. How much longer will it last? I'll tell you when we come right back.
Today on A Current Affair, Pastor Jim Kent's sudden disappearance left his small Idaho town terrorized.
We found traces of blood on the edge of the crowbar.
But what seemed like a case of abduction and murder may be a crime of deception.
He possibly has staged the whole thing.
A Current Affair investigates the religious man who may have broken all the commandments. The Last Temptation of Pastor Kent.
Today at 3 here on Channel 3.
Wasting energy loses money. Make your home energy efficient. Insulate. Weatherize. Conserve. Stop wasting energy. Call 528-4188 for our home energy use guide or ask for our free home energy survey. Discover how to reduce energy bills without sacrificing comfort.
Memphis light is the water we want you to know.
Okay, so what happens after you lose the weight? You still have to cook for the family, eat at restaurants, go on vacation, and face the holidays. At Jenny Craig, you'll learn new ways to think about food and new ways to keep your weight under control in the real world. If you've got real-life questions, maybe it's time for a real-life answer.
With our grand opening special, take 50% off your program fee, now just $92.50. Open now in Bartlett. Call 1-800-92-JENNY.
Since 1927, the Howard family has been furnishing fine homes in Memphis and the Mid-South. From simple and sincere beginnings to more sophisticated methods of display, and we believe superior service. I'm Gene Howard of Haven Furniture. Yes, the second and third generation of Howards are refining our skills to offer you the highest quality furniture at the lowest possible price. At Haven Furniture, the tradition continues.
You've likely heard about Doogie Howser, MD. It's a TV show about a genius that becomes a doctor by the time he's 15. Well, meet a real person who will likely become a real-life Doogie Howser. He's 10-year-old Masoud Karkahabadi. He's a pre-med student at Orange Coast College and has an IQ of, get this, 200. Masoud wants to be a brain surgeon. And if anybody has the brains, I'm sure he does.
Well, nothing against the young man. I'm sure he's very intelligent, but if I'm going in to have my head examined...
You don't want him.
I want someone a little bit more experienced.
I can understand that. Well, show us your experience with this weather today.
I'll tell you what, Mother Nature has taken us for a loop this morning. These clouds and this fog we were hoping would be moving out, and we may still see a little bit of it move out throughout the day. We're hoping for a little bit of sunshine, just not as much as we had thought previously. And the cool temperatures continue also with the cloud cover. Outside at the airport, the cloudy skies and the light fog continues, but again, we're not where we were this morning with the reduced visibility down to about a quarter of a mile. It's just light fog, but still cool. Right, 40 degrees right now at the airport with winds out of the northeast at 7, humidity 86%, the barometer is steady. No rain the past 24 hours, the morning low down to 34. Again, it feels cool, but we're still above normal for this time of year, and we're hoping for a high temperature today right around 50, possibly into the low 50s. Here are the high temperatures across the nation for today, so not only 50s for us, but across the state of Tennessee. In the mild air, as far as 30s and 40s as afternoon highs, and that is indeed mild for the folks through the northern plains and now into the Great Lakes and New England area. Meantime, some very mild weather, 60s and 70s for central and southern Florida, and again down around the desert southwest. Here's what had been causing concern this morning. An area of moisture, a weak low pressure cell in the Gulf of Mexico has really been throwing up a lot of moisture here into the mid-south. And because of that cloud cover, the fog has continued to hang on. But as far as the precipitation is concerned, not a lot of rain has been brought through with this system. We're expecting some showers for central and southern Mississippi, maybe even into south central portions of Arkansas. But for us, it's going to be light to medium cloud cover throughout the course of the day. And again, I am confident that we will see some sunshine before the day is through. Just how much and how long it's going to last is something else. Another cold front coming in will try to drop all of this back down to the southeast. Here's the national radar summary. And again, you can see that the majority of the shower activity is still a couple of hundred miles down to the south of the Memphis area. Had been a few spotted areas just north of Little Rock, well west of Jonesboro earlier this morning. So there may be a few light sprinkles or some drizzle out there, but the majority of us will not be seeing a lot in the way of rain. High pressure is what's been really holding all these weather systems down to the south of us. Over the next day or two, this cold front is going to try to push through the area. Will actually do so tomorrow. We'll see the winds shift to be more out of the northwest at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. But you can see we got a little warm front here, so warm air is going to continue to try to filter back into the Mid-South by the end of the week and into the weekend, and you'll see that reflected in the temperatures when we look at the 5-day forecast in just a moment. Upper 30s, lower 40s again for the Mid-South, a very, very tranquil weather pattern across much of the nation. Here's what's going on for the rest of this afternoon. As mentioned, becoming partly sunny. Keep your fingers crossed. Think positive thoughts here, and we will see some sunshine. Temperatures will be climbing into the low 50s with winds still out of the north. Then later tonight, temperatures in the upper 30s. We are expecting a little bit more fog after midnight, and that fog will continue on into tomorrow morning. Temperatures in the mid-40s, light and variable winds, and then throughout the day, once again becoming partly sunny, highs in the upper 50s, but as the cold front moves through, I think we'll see the winds more out of the northwest. Here's the extended forecast. Remember, I mentioned temperatures climbing back into the upper 50s by the end of the week. A developing storm system down around the desert southwest could be bringing us another chance of rain by Sunday evening into Monday. The exact time frame on that one, Alex, still a little bit shaky, so we'll update that as the week progresses. Right now, it looks like Sunday night.
Thanks, Todd. Coming up next, Chef Martha Brum has the last of her series on meat cookery. Stay tuned.
How would you like to have cable and HBO installed in your home for only $4.95? With one phone call, you can. That's right. Call our Cablevision phone center at the number on your screen right now. We'll put cable and HBO in your home for only $4.95. Plus, you'll get HBO or Cinemax for 3 months for only $4.95 per month. And if you call now, you'll receive a $20 gift certificate from Spiegel. Enjoy the value and variety that only cable and HBO can offer, but don't wait. Call the number on your screen right now because this special installation offer ends soon.
Skinner spaghetti.
On the Memphis scene since 1916.
We may have to go back for more.
Yeah.
The number 2 pine leaves grease half solved. You want it pine solved. Pine salt has twice the active ingredients, so grease is easily solved.
Pine solved.
The number 2 pine only half solves the germ problem. You want it pine solved. Pine salt means staph germs get solved.
Pine solved.
Use less than pine solved? No way. It's only half solved until it's pine solved.
Pine solved.
A cold always starts small, but before you know it, your cold is full grown. That's when you need Dimetep. If it was any stronger, you'd need a prescription. Dimetep Extend tabs work for 12 full hours. It's the way to relieve the congestion and sneezing of a full-grown cold. Maximum strength Dimetap Extend tabs. Relief for the full-grown cold. And for colds and flu with fever, now there's Dimetap Cold and Flu.
Chef Martha Brum is finishing her series on meat cookery. Today, a stovetop method using veal.
And today, using a tomato base and a little white wine. This is one recipe you're sure to want.
Good afternoon. This is the last in our series of meat cookery. This topic is braising. And when we braise, it's kind of a combination of dry cooking and moist cooking. We start out, this is a veal shank, and you'll see the connective tissues, which tend to make something rather tough. So what we do is we take our veal shank and we dust it lightly with salted flour, and then we're careful to get all that extra flour off. Come over here to the stove, and we have taken 2 veal shanks per guest, and we've browned them in hot oil. Taken them out, and we've added onions, celery, and garlic. And now we're going to put our veal shanks back in. Here we have a combination of marjoram and basil and about 3/4 of a cup of tomato paste. Two cups or so of beef stock, or veal stock if you happen to have it, and about a cup of white wine. Now we'll stir this around, distributing the tomato paste. And we'll cook this very gently for almost 2 hours, very gently. The thing that you don't want to happen is you don't want it to be cooking so vigorously that all the meat comes off the bones and the marrow comes out. But it also is important that it has plenty of time to get tender, because there's nothing really more awful than sort of a chewy ossobuco. So anyhow, you'll notice that the sauce isn't really totally tomato. It's sort of a nice combination of tomato and wine and stock. Then we'll take the zest of 1 lemon and zest it on in there. Now as this cooks, the flour that you dusted this with will thicken the sauce ever so slightly. Now when I make this, I usually serve it in a bowl rather than get the sauce really thick, and it's more of a soupy mixture with the veal shanks. And then remember that the center of the bone is the marrow, and for connoisseurs of ossobuco, that's the very best part. And sometimes you even serve a little oyster fork so as to make it easy to get it out. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy it.
Look pretty good.
Does to me.
Coming up, we'll show you where you can write for the chef's recipes in just a moment.
Also, an update on our forecast for the Mid-South is next. And the pet of preference these days isn't the dog or cat or even the pot-bellied pig. Not even close. Stay with us.
Channel 3 presents Chapters in Memphis Black History.
W.C. Handy was one of Memphis' premier musicians. Born in Alabama, Handy was hired to play in Ed Crump's mayoral contest in 1909. It was for this campaign that Handy played the Memphis Blues, which was published in 1912. This tune introduced the world to America's musical art form, the blues. A statue stands on Beale Street in Handy Park, honoring this musical giant.
Sponsored by Super D, where your prescriptions can be filled 24 hours a day.
With today's high cost of prescriptions, it's no wonder that Super D fills so many prescriptions in the Memphis area, with savings up to 60% on generics and an additional 10% discount to senior citizens 60 and over. Make Super D your first choice when filling your prescription.
Super D, we take better care of you.
Do you have a problem with auto insurance? If you are having a problem getting or paying for car insurance, you need to call the Insurance Mart. Have you had speeding tickets, accidents, or a DUI? Is the price just too high? Then call the Insurance Mart. We have low down payments and easy monthly terms. The Insurance Mart. We solve problems.
Conveniently located on Lamar Avenue and in Collierville. The Insurance Mart. We solve problems.
I was at a complete stop, and this guy rear-ended me. I had a big knot in my head, and I was bruised on my right side, and I was in a lot of pain. I needed an attorney that I could trust. After I talked to Gabby Kennedy, I felt really relieved.
Auto accident? Call 526-2126.
It made me feel like my case was important. I was very happy with my settlement. It was more than what I expected.
Gaddy, Keltner, and Bienvenu, 526-2126.
Calling Gaddy Keltner Avenue was the best thing I ever did.
People in a West Tennessee town are helping their neighbors a world away. We'll show you the Moscow to Moscow connection this evening on News 3 at 6. Steve Hayslip will have more on the shooting of a Collierville man by police. And Stephanie Skurlock shows you what's different about some elementary schools in Forest City, Arkansas. Join us this evening for News 3 at 6. Well, when looking for a pet, most families and their children settle on a cute little cat or a loyal dog. But a carnivorous frog? Pet stores in South Florida just can't seem to keep them in stock these days. The new pet of preference is a giant amphibian known as the Pac-Man frog. It gets that title because it likes to gobble up things smaller than it, preferably mice. Now, this guy has teeth, can grow to the size of a dinner plate, and will set you back about $60 when you go to buy one.
I don't think I'd be in there, like, touching his head, trying to get him to show me his teeth.
Keep it some distance away.
That was just a baby, apparently, if we're looking at that.
That's a big frog there. What about the weather, Todd? What's going on with it?
Still have some light, patchy fog in the Mid-South. We're hoping to see some sun before the day is through, and temperatures in the low 50s this afternoon. The extended forecast, our next best chance for rain, not until Sunday. High temperatures will range from the low to upper 50s, overnight lows in the lower 40s.
Not too bad overall, except for Sunday.
Well, and we'll wait and see as the week progresses whether that rain's a reality.
Okay. That's our news at this hour. More news at 6. I'm Alex Coleman.
I'm Todd Demers. Thanks for joining us today.
Copperfield. David Copperfield.
The magic for the 90s.
David Copperfield vanished an airplane. David Copperfield made the Statue of Liberty disappear. Now, live on stage. New David Copperfield illusions. Realigning logic. Redefining magic. David Copperfield.
Tickets available at Orpheum Box Office. Cash only at all Ticketmaster outlets, Sears stores, and Cat CDs and tapes are charged by phone 525-3000 or 274-7400.
It'll be love at first sight when you see the Valentine specials at Jolly Royal. Look at this traditional oak dining room. The table and 4 chairs are only $3.99. A solid pine bunk bed set could be yours for $99. This early American solid pine bedroom group is $42.59 a month, and that's for all 4 pieces. Or choose a sale price floral living room. The sofa's $3.99. Shop anywhere else and pay $100 more. No one can resist the sweetheart of a deal Valentine sale going on now at all 4 Jolly Royal locations.
Create some excitement in your bedroom. Come to David's Home Fashion's Winter White Sale. Up to 70% off on the largest selection of fine linens, accessories, bedspreads, comforters, and draperies from famous designers. $8 Fieldcrest towels, now $4.99. Wamsutta Martex twin sheets were $15.